anything up? Do you have any tips? Because you had Google stuff that you were gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of it on his slide, so I was
kind
of
slide.
fill in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are things in Google that other people really like that I necessarily don't.
Mm-hmm.
The Drive is nice just so, like, because you can have it at your office, you can have it at home, you can have it on your phone.
I created a new word for the day.
Googlefy.
Googlefy.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Googlefy.com.
Ooh, so it's probably gonna call it Googlefy.
You should try
Googlefy.
learn that word if it's not already out
Googlefy.
there. You've been Googlified.
Do you want to start with that presentation? Can I share it?
Yeah. Go ahead with the
And
presentation.
then I just need to be able to log into my stuff.
I'll share the whole screen so that way no matter what you're on.
Hello. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. How are you? Good.
I guess you can't do an incognito on that.
Oh, can't do an incognito. Okay, maybe I can just kind of walk you guys through some of this stuff and then.
You can use my drive if you want. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
I have some.
Okay. All right. Everyone on our company Gmail account, everyone using that? There's a few of our agents that are still using Outlook and Apple email exchange, and I'm not as familiar at all with the Apple email, and I used to use Outlook back in 2001, but I stopped using it and switched over to Gmail. So I am not the person to talk to about anything other than Gmail. But how many people in here, so it's okay for me to open up your webmail?
Mm-hmm.
How many of you guys are using tabs? Perfect. So Becca, I know Becca uses tabs. So the cool thing about this is all your primary emails come here, all your social, so your Facebook notifications, your Google Plus, Twitter, Instagram, they all come here. So my social I check once a day. So that way you're not always, constantly getting those notifications. Promotions, somehow Google or Gmail has been able to just pretty much divert all promoted, all spam, not even spam, because spam goes in your spam folder, but all your emails that are solicitations into here, and then updates. And now updates in primary, that's one thing that I would have you guys just double check if you actually wanted to send updated emails to an update tab versus the primary tab. So that's a personal decision. But so that's one thing. It sounds like a lot of you guys are already using it. The label feature, how many people are labeling emails or creating folders? You guys doing that? Okay, so let me, I'm in Becca, I'm kind of.
That's fine.
So for instance, Becca, looks like you have created some labels for brokers. So pretty much what a label is a folder. So if you want to create a folder for a listing, for a client, for a buyer, for some sort of project, for receipts and everything else, it's really easy to do. You guys want me to show you how to do that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much, let's say this email here, Remax Altoona. You come in, okay, you read the subject, the information, and all of a sudden you want to move it. Oh, hold on one second. Here we go. Move to, and then you have, so Becca's got, these are all her labels. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus labels. So you can move it to any of these, or what you can do, spam trash, or create a new label. So pretty much, again, a label is a folder. So you create a new folder. You can even put nested underneath something. So from a high level standpoint, if you wanted a nest folder for listings, you can create a listings folder, and then the subfolder, the new label, would be 123 Main Street. So all your listing folders would go into the master nest folder. So that's kind of a cool thing. And a lot of times with the Gmail and any Google app, it's just playing around with it. But I would say if your inbox is full and you're feeling really, kind of stressed out about all your emails floating around and you don't know how to find what, definitely start creating labels and filing things. So that's one tip. Another tip that I have is set up the offline feature with Google Gears. Does anyone do that?
No.
Has anyone ever been on a plane and you wish you could check your email? Or if you don't have like good cellular connection or Wi-Fi, but you want to check your email? Okay, and we're going to share this with you too. So there's a app called Gears. So what Gears will do is will let you, it's a kind of an extension to Gmail, but it's going to let you download all your emails, so you're going to be able to access it at any time. So this might be something like after the training we can all walk through, and we can try to show you how to do it on your own phones and everything else, computers. Okay? Does anyone use canned responses?
I just learned about those.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Do you have any canned responses?
I don't.
Oh shoot. I was going to show you mine, but here, let's see if I can figure out.
It's awesome for your leads and stuff because you just you're always typing the same thing out, so you
Yeah.
can canned response to use it.
Yeah.
Mariah showed that to me. I was like,
Yeah. So I have a canned one for sale by owner. So pretty much it's,
Yep.
I found your house on forsalebyowner.com or Zillow.com. I am a buyer's agent that is working with several different buyers looking for homes similar to yours. If you are willing to work with a buyer's agent, I'd be more than happy to try to show you a home. It even has like attachments and all that other stuff. Yeah, so how you do a canned, how you create a can. So again, I'm in Becca, so let me just figure this out real quick. So you go more options down here, this little arrow down here, and you go to canned response. Everyone see that okay?
Mhm.
And then you go new canned response, and then you can type in whatever.
Isabel.
Yeah, and then okay. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot to do something. You would type in here, you know, for sale by owner, whatever the subject is, and then whatever your text is, and then that's when you create the new. But that's really slick, especially if you kind of go back through all your email correspondence and you look at all the things that you continue to say over and over and over again. Because the next thing you know, if you do canned responses, you know, instead of taking 5 minutes or 8 minutes to write the same response over and over again, 2 clicks and boom, you're done. That make sense? Boomerang. Anyone using Boomerang?
Best
I
aspect that they have.
don't.
Yep.
I know what it is, but I have weird things. I have to deal with it right away.
Does everybody know what like extensions and apps are?
Yeah. So extensions and apps, like Gmail is the base platform. That's the standard thing that everyone gets. The apps are just like your iPhone or your Android are different software products that people create to enhance those things, or extensions are extensions off of the system itself. So with Boomerang, I would highly recommend you guys all check out. Now, it's not for everyone. You heard Mr. doesn't like change over here. You don't like Boomerang. Becca, on the other end of the spectrum, she loves tech. And so the cool thing about Boomerang is, think about it as, what's that?
It's on my Gmail.
Oh, it is? Oh, perfect. I'll just kind of explain it because I've got other things I want to show you guys. But in a nutshell, what a boomerang is, think about a real boomerang. You throw the boomerang, and after a certain amount of time, it comes back to you, right? So that's the same thing with your emails. You can throw them out, and then they can come back and follow up with you at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever time you want it to come back. So if you're at, if it's in the morning and you see an email and you're like, I don't really need to get back to this email until later today, but you don't want to forget about it, you can boomerang it so it comes back in the afternoon. So it's pretty cool. And another thing you can do with boomerang too is if, unfortunately the other day I worked 15 hours and I was up to like 1:30 a.m. and I didn't want to send some of these emails until later. I didn't want everyone to know I was that accessible. Yeah, I didn't want to, because sometimes you email people midnight or 11:30, all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, it's okay to email at 11:30 midnight. So you can boomerang. So what that means is you have the email and then you can schedule it. And so 7:55, guess what? I didn't wake up at 7:55 that day after 1 o'clock. I woke up at like 8:50 or 9 or whenever I called.
I'm going to start sending all my emails to God at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden everyone's like, whoa, he's up early. He was, So Boomerang is a super cool app.
That is cool. So is it linked into your
Gmail, yep.
Gmail then, so.
Yeah.
It would, and you know what, it's not showing up here because we're in as a guest.
Okay,
But it will show up there across, like up where my profile picture is. All your extensions that you
Yep,
add to
yep.
Chrome well, it'll show up there.
Just go right
But
in.
it'll actually be in the email when you go to compose. I can show you on mine here.
Yeah. I
There's like a
wonder how
little
you do
send
it.
later at the bottom, so you can either click the send later and schedule it, or there's another little checkbox that says boomerang this in 2 days if they don't reply or whatnot.
yeah.
So it's right there.
It's in your
So when you type it up,
compose.
it gives you as an option.
It's in your
Yeah.
email compose. Once you've added it, you don't have to ever go to it. It's just always in your compose.
That's what I wondered, like, I have to go to
Yeah.
boomerang to.
Nope.
Okay.
And that's the last thing we want to do is have you guys have to go to different apps or different
Right.
Trying to
services.
simplify life.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, these are all extensions off of Gmail.
Cool.
Chris, were you gonna say something?
Does Boomerang also show you when an email that you've sent has been opened or read?
I don't think it does.
There are other products for that. And actually, that's a tip that I don't have in this presentation, but I do know a couple different ones that we can talk about.
Right.
Make sense? Organize your receipts automatically on a Google Doc spreadsheet. Now this one is kind of next level organization, but do you guys get a lot of receipts, a lot of orders, a lot of invoices in your Gmail, and then all of a sudden come tax time, you need to find all those and put them in a spreadsheet or download them, all that stuff. Well, there's actually a way to automatically search your email, or it does it for you. And this is back to what Chris was saying. If then this, then this. So it's IFTTT. So, and we'll go, and again, I'm going to share this all with you guys. So all the links are there. You see how, and back to just Google itself, the Google Drive. This is a slide. So I created this all on a slide. So, anyone have multiple Gmail accounts that they, yeah. So if you do, Carrie, are you bouncing back from one inbox to another? You have it all synced?
I like all going in one.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I won't go into this too much, but if you had multiple Gmail accounts, email accounts that you're continually logging into, then there is definitely one way to log in with one login. Log into them all with one login. That makes sense? I'm going to kind of fly through this just because we got a little late start and I've got a few other things I want to show you guys. Okay, we already talked about the Google Drive with Shane's information. We already talked about, now you can search your drive from your Gmail too. So I don't know what Becca's got here, but let's say
It pulls up Gmail, Drive, chats you've done with people, anything that has that term in it will pull up.
Auto convert to Google Docs format. This is something that I love to do. If someone emails, a lot of lawyers are still on Microsoft Word. So a lot of lawyers, they email you Microsoft Word, and you can convert to Google Docs within that attachment. So that's pretty slick and easy. Let's see what else I want to show you guys. How many people are using Google Calendars?
Love it.
So Google Calendars, Google Calendars is pretty easy. I'm going to go into Becca's calendar here. A couple things that I love about Google Calendars. Does anyone know how to do the search option in Google? So if you want to know, like when you've had meetings with clients in the past, this helps me out quite a bit. If I want to go back to when my first meeting was with a buyer or a seller, all of a sudden I search the name of that person, and who's probably going to come up a lot just because
Because you're following Becca's.
yeah. But if Becca ever needed to go and search through calendar, these are all the times that she's ever had a meeting with me in it. Or here's a search for Jane. So that's the cool thing. How many people share your calendars? Okay, so this is great with spouses or with kids. You can always share, or team members or assistants, sharing calendars like what Becca's done here. She's got all these calendars. She's got multiple calendars with people that share, that have shared with her. So that's a pretty cool feature.
One thing too, as everyone, you can actually pull your showing time calendar into your Google Calendar. Has everyone done that?
No.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
How do you do
So
that?
I could show you guys how to do it. So you have to go to
Matrix?
the showing time app,
Okay.
and you go to add to calendar, or
Okay.
I think it's called Calendar Sync maybe,
Oh.
and then it gives you a link. it gives you a URL. And so then go to other calendars on the left side,
Uh-huh.
and then the drop down right next to it. Click that and then say add by URL. So then you just copy and paste that URL that Showing Time gives you into there, and it'll pull.
Oh, that's
So see how if you scroll down on my calendars at the bottom, you'll see I have WebCal showing. That's my Showing Time calendar there. So
Oh, awesome.
Well,
And is it a one-time thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll anytime
So,
you use Showing Time, it'll
It
automatically.
shows what's confirmed and what isn't.
so
What's the link?
if you have kids,
I can
most
show you.
schools, you can do the same thing with the activity calendar. So you can take like sports or whatever and take the URL and drop it in there. And so it automatically filters into
Yeah, if you
it.
find any calendar that gives you a URL, you can
Yeah,
add
most
a
schools do that.
calendar
So
by URL.
Very cool.
I think most people over here sat through my presentations before about my calendar. So I'm a freak about it. That's my calendar. So there's I don't know, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
But mine's synced with everybody's and vice versa.
Yep. So share calendar, I think that's one of the coolest features with Google, especially if you got multiple people that need to be within meetings. Has anyone ever tried to create an appointment and can't figure out what time works best for your schedule? With this, anyone ever do find a time? So instead of
Trying
trying to figure it out, you can jumping back and forth between going back from
Right.
creating it to okay, what works best? Is it 17th, 18th, 19th? You can actually go to create and find time, and it pulls up your calendar. And now Becca's automatically defaulted to day, but you can also automatically default it to week.
So
And if you have your calendar shared with people and their calendars are shared with you, you'll see their calendars
Can
in
you do
here
a find
too.
time with
You can
everybody?
go find a time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone, as long as their calendar, you've added them into the invite,
Right, we all
and
have
then, yeah.
access.
the other thing that we've started using a lot too, just because everyone being so spread out, when you do an invite to an event or something like that, it sends where you could actually join via the Hangouts.
Mhm.
So then if people can't make it, New's done this for meetings, I've done this, you can actually log on from your phone or wherever you're
Go
at
to event details.
into the meeting.
Yeah.
There's the
So
video
right where
call
it says
option.
join meeting with the camera next to it, so you could actually join a meeting from wherever.
Yeah. Has anyone ever done that? That
So
is
I
one of the
just had
slickest
one
things
just
ever.
2 nights ago, someone was having trouble figuring out their, where to find all the continuing education classes for their license renewal. I set this up because we couldn't figure out a time to meet, and I just jumped online with them, and I shared my screen, and I was able to get it figured out for them in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Has everyone?
So sometimes if you can't meet in person, this is another way. I sold a house that way, sight unseen. They didn't see it till the day before closing, and it was brand new because they had to build it. So, and I know who's done it before too with clients.
Yeah, I use Google. It links. It automatically links to Google Hangout. That's what actually all our training is linked on.
Yep.
And so if you haven't used it, I would definitely recommend it, especially in the wintertime, especially if clients are needing to, if they're on the Google platform, so which is a Gmail. And a lot of businesses are moving on to Google
And
as
even
well.
if they're not, have them go start a free one. They can still do it.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago they had the flip camera. It's a little low quality thing that you can plug right in. That, I mean, it's so easy now and it's live. And I did since they weren't here, I did the final walkthrough that way. And I'm walking around. They're like, let me see where the Cat 5's at. Let me see that, and I was able to zoom in on it. And
That's cool.
everything.
Yeah.
First
That's
time.
an option.
It was first.
I had a closing in July.
As long as they have a phone and a Gmail account, you can do that.
Yeah, I had a closing in July from a family from Colorado, and literally every time I showed them the house before they made an offer, it was all via Google Hangout.
This is how this worked. I was in Arizona. They're like, we may want to buy a house in July. This was in March. Next day, they're like, hey, we want to see this house. I'm in Arizona. So I send one of the agents over there with their camp phone. They're walking them through like this. Guy calls me and says, I want to make an offer on that house. They're in California. I write the offer in the car from this, and then we do everything via this until the day before closing when they finally saw the house.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome. One of the easiest transactions are.
Everyone pretty comfortable with how to add people onto your calendars? That's a must-have anymore. I think if you've got buyer appointments or seller appointments, I mean, just adding them to there so you're not waiting or that they forgot about the meeting. Oh, we can reschedule. So I think that's pretty critical.
You
So
add all your clients in as guests, and then
I try to. Yep.
then they can see when
Mm-hmm.
on their calendar if you put them as an
Mhm.
appointment.
And I think even if they're not using Google Calendar, most
Yeah, you can-
calendars
it will.
work with
Yeah, you can
with
send
Google,
it-
and so it'll show up on
It'll
their
say-
Outlook calendar.
It'll say you're getting ready to send an invite to a non-Gmail
Google
or
or whatever,
Google
okay,
user. Are you okay with this? And they say
Okay.
yes.
So then it'll send them an invitation
Invitation.
for the meeting.
Yep,
Yep.
and then if you change it, it updates them and.
Yeah.
So yeah, I send them to everybody.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Anyone fully access the Where with the invitations? The cool thing with that is it syncs to Maps, your Google Maps. So it also might tell you, hey, you need to go. If it's 25 minutes to drive there, you're going to need to go now. Yep. So that's really cool. We talked about this video called. You can change the name of it. You can remove it if you don't want that as an option. You can pick different calendars to create it. So, I kind of live and die by Google Calendar.
I do
So,
too. To the
So
point.
if you, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
If you want to join a meeting, I would, so say there's something that you invited me to, and I'm not going to make it. So I go into my calendar, into that area, and I look,
you can say yes, maybe, or decline. Yep.
But if we're
Right, but at
for a
that point,
video,
if you invited
Oh.
me yesterday, and now it's time for me to join the meeting.
you would
How do I
like
join?
say we're doing right now. Becca sends one out. You'd be like, Becca, I can't be there, but I'm gonna call in.
Yeah.
And so we have it all set up so that you called in, and then your head would be on the screen.
Yeah. Let me show you. Today's here.
So if you invite me and I can't make it, do I say no, I can't make it, and I just type to you and say I'm gonna just be on there on video meetings?
You just
so
tell her
everyone
you
knows
just
I'm
say
not
you're
gonna-
calling.
Yeah.
Just say you're calling,
Yeah.
okay.
And then
Yeah.
so
I
like this
actually clicked on the training today,
for today.
and then so if this was on your calendar, if we had invited you,
Mhm.
all you would have done is clicked here and then join the meeting. Click that.
Well,
And then it would call us, whoever organized it, and then
you
they
said
can,
join.
yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool, all right.
And I actually, again,
Try it
we're
out.
so spread out. I actually do team meetings this way now too. So one's
Yeah, it's not a one-on-one.
Yeah.
The Hangout can be one-on-one, but it could be, you can have up to, I don't know how many.
I don't think there's a limit.
Is it?
I
thought it was 10 or 11.
18, I think.
18's the limit. Well, good to know. But I have, people live north of Ames who may not necessarily be able to come down for an in-person.
Right.
Yeah. All right, what do I got next?
Or something else I was gonna say.
Oh, we kind of already talked about Hangouts.
I know I was going to say, so when he said he doesn't talk about the calendar, I do too. And again, I'm beyond freaky about it because you do calendars within calendars. So I actually have a calendar that tells me when to eat.
Yeah, I know.
My stomach is my calendar for when I need to eat.
I
hungry.
remember
Even
you
then, I
saying
usually
that,
don't
like
stop.
anything newspaper, anything's
Yes.
an appointment.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we kind of already jumped over to Google Hangout, but if you're not using Google Hangouts, like even if your spouse or your kids or friends or parents have a phone, I mean, they can hang
It
out
doesn't
too
even have
now.
to be a phone. My
Yeah.
kids, when we were on our trip here 2 weeks ago, my kids would call us from a Chromebook at night from Hangouts
Mm-hmm.
so that we
Yeah.
could see all three of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Then that takes part of the 3 awkward phone calls when, well, how's your day?
Yeah.
Same thing every day.
Yep.
Um,
Now it's similar to FaceTime, or even Facebook has video messaging as well. But the cool thing with the Google option for business, though, is you can. Oh shoot! I don't want to do that. Hold on. Where's your other one? Is this? Which one are we already on? I opened 2.
Move the tab you're on.
Oh, here. Is this?
Yeah, it's-
Oh.
It's just gonna be funny because we shared the whole screen.
That's
Okay.
weird.
Okay, what I'm going to do then is, if you're on a Google Chat or a Google Hangout, you click here, chat, so you can actually, if I'm talking, but you guys are all on this Google Hangout, and maybe Chris, you have just a general question, even though I'm talking, you can type here, and everyone can see that, I
If
can
you
see
don't
that
have a
too.
microphone.
So that's pretty cool. This is the screen share, so, there's one option with the Google Hangout where they see what's on the video, so they see your face, or they see what you're
Right.
recording or taping, your video is projecting, but then also what Becca's got over here is screen share. So you can share all your Google Docs, all your great Google spreadsheets, all your pictures, all that, anything you need to share from your screen. I've never used Showcase. You know what Showcase is?
That's where you can have like ads and almost like ads or other videos that relate
Mhm.
to
Oh, yeah,
you can kind of show them on the side.
One thing on Lou's last slide that he has there, it's going crazy. That's so weird.
It's just because we shared the whole screen, so we're
Yeah.
showing the video that we're showing, you know.
So on Lou's last slide, so with the call, the text, and the voicemail, so something that's really handy, especially for, you know, as you're growing and getting assistance and things like that, is Google Voice. So if you don't have a Google number, you should really get one. So, and it puts everything into a central location. So I got a Google Voice number about 5 years ago, and I slowly transitioned my cell phone off of everything to this number. So now that number I can forward to anybody, and they can answer it. But you can text from it. So when agents will text in for showing and stuff like that, from the desktop, we can respond to their text messages as if it was from a cell phone, which is handy and nice. And you can set up the voicemail there, so the voicemails are transcribed and sent to your email. So even though the calls don't come to me anymore, I get an email showing that there's a voicemail.
Yeah, this is what.
Yes.
It's pretty much google.com/voice, and you know, you can call, and that's a cool thing too about Google. You can call everyone here. You can call. We wanted to call Justin right now. We could call Justin.
Just on his website.
We can add group. I mean, it's just one of those things where if you're not using the full power of the Google Business platform, you should definitely check it out and just rethink the way that you've done things in the past and see how things can be a lot easier with Google Apps. Seems a lot of time, a lot of energy.
I was trying it out, so I called to see.
It's a transition. Some people are like, well, it's so expensive to swap out all the time. Well, I'm not saying you have to swap them all out, but change it on your all your websites and stuff now. And people still signs. If you do new construction, they get ran over, they get lost, the wind tears them up. So as you lose signs, just replace them with the new ones. I didn't swap out all signs from at the same time. I just replaced them as I got new ones.
Yeah, if you're going to change your number too, I mean, stickers, you know, it's just print the stickers of your new number.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
I didn't do that. I swapped them out as they broke.
So sometimes I'm in areas where cell phone signal is terrible. I get 1 bar, 2 bar, but my Wi-Fi is strong. So I'll actually call from my Google phone here. So if we want to call Diane right now, let's call her.
Let's hang up on her.
I think it might take a while. We will hang up on her.
You're going to do a prank call her.
It's slow here too, though. Oh, here we go. Wait, I've never.
I don't know if the sound will work because
Okay.
we have the sound going through the.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, any questions on any of that? Did this help at all?
Was it a useful topic?
But yeah, we're going to share my slides here with you guys, and there are links to the if then this, the boomerang, you'll have a link to that, the gears, you'll have a link to that. There's another thing too that, so I can't log into my email.
That receipts one that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get a receipt, can you scan it to yourself and it would still find it as a receipt, or
There are
would
apps
you
that
have to
do
name
that.
it?
There are apps
I know
that
you
do
can
that.
buy like the thing, like Kathy, you have some little thing that you take it, you scan it.
It says it will automatically search for order or receipt. Now, will it be able to take that actual data from the scanned image? I'm not sure.
You probably have to name it like receipt.
I was going to say,
and then
when you
probably find
scan it, you can change the name, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have just that long
Right,
name.
right,
Mhm.
and then same at receipt, I wonder if it would.
And then in the it may not even be the title of the attachment, you probably have to put it in the subject. I mean, I know on
Yeah.
these printers, you can change the subject name too.
Yeah,
Or maybe if you put receipt, yeah, it would find it.
I know a lot of receipts you have emailed to you.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah, but pretty much that's.
That covers the whole
Mhm.
gamut.
Get more organized on that part of it. So.
It's, yeah, like I said, everything when you start a system, and I'm like a broken record with calendars and systems, but once you get it set up, it takes time to do, but once you do it, it's just simple and you just have to update it.
Yeah. But yeah, and this is just something that as technology changes, I mean, that's the thing is, I think the best thing about technology is it should simplify your life versus make it more technical.
True story.
So, any questions on anything?
Good stuff.
That's great, thanks guys.
Yeah. Well, what we'll do too is once we log out, we might have to do a screenshot of. Once we log out of the Google Hangout, I do want to show you guys my inbox real quick on one thing because there is one more idea I have. What's that?
Shane, when I moved here 5 years ago, I was like essentially 21, and the IT gal put Google Voice on my phone so I could keep my old area code, but also I wanted people to see who's from here. But now I want to port out and only use it as my main number. But I'm so
Bye, everyone. We'll see ya.
Losing the number, you know what I mean?
If you want to
Did you have
use
to
your
do